Right, guys, so welcome back to the Tackle Room. And as you can see, we've got another special guest in the hot seat today, none other than former Welsh international, Preston Innovations backed, John Harvey. How are we doing, John?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. So the main reason we've got you on today, John, obviously we've got the Feeder National coming up this weekend on the Gloucester Canal. And I believe you were the first person to ever win the Feeder National on the Gloucester.
Yeah, I was 2 years ago. Yeah, so I like the Gloucester. To be fair, it's a good venue, and although there's not many pegs you can actually win the match off, there's a lot of pegs you can catch fish off. So it's going to be a good national, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And just for the people that obviously don't know you, John, obviously massive accolades for yourself. You've qualified for Fishermania, numerous Park Dean finals, but also UK pole champs, to name but just a few, really.
Yeah, I've had a nice little time of it, really.
Yeah.
From the international side to sort of the commercial side as well. I enjoy both styles of fishing, so it's nice to do a bit of both. You mean?
Yeah, and to name another one, obviously you were part of the 2016 Gold European Championships team with Wales.
Yeah, to win a gold for your country. Like everyone says, the fishing for your country is the pinnacle, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So to represent Wales in European and World Championships and to win a gold with them, I mean, I think it's the first time Wales have won a gold in a major event for like 50 odd years, something like that.
Wow.
So it was like quite an achievement, really. All the boys were like made up. I mean, we put a lot of effort into it. So it was a really, really good achievement, that was.
Yeah, and for the people that don't, obviously, they'll tell by the accent a bit, South Wales. Obviously, we've spoke to Lee Edwards already, who's from your way. The amount of travelling you guys have to put in to actually get out there on the bank is phenomenal.
It's a lot of dedication, boy, to be honest. Like, you know, the dedication to travel and to travel to all these venues, and not only to travel to the venues to like sort of fish the qualifiers, the finals, things like that, but like over the years to sort of learn the fishing, learn the venues. Do you mean?
Yeah,
it's taking a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of dedication. You know, there's quite a few boys down this way in South Wales that all, you know, try their best and all go out of their way to sort of do well in these competitions, and they all put a lot of effort in, a lot of time. It's I think like the nearest venues we sort of fish a lot of the time are hour and a half, 2 hours away.
Yeah,
I'm lucky Gloucester's only sort of an hour and 20 from me, so
yeah,
it's quite a local one. Do you mean?
Exactly. And we'll go on to the Gloucester now. Obviously, 2020 was the first Feeder National Championships that the Angling Trust ever run, so it's quite a feat to win that one, mate. But what did it take to win the national, mate? What peg were you on? What sort of weight did you have, and how did you catch the fish?
Well, I drew a really favoured area, to be fair. You know, there was a lot of fish being caught in the lead up to the national. There was a lot of fish being caught in around sort of 209 to 213, and like 211, which was right bang in the middle of them all, was a hot spot, really.
Yeah.
And when I drew 211, I thought, you know, it's going to be a chance here. The match itself was a bit strange, to be honest, because started fishing and it was sort of an hour before I had my first bite.
Yeah.
And people around me had all caught bream, so I was a bit like, you know, what's happening here? This is supposed to be where they live.
Yeah.
But come to sort of the second half of the match, you know, started getting liners, started getting bites, and then it just got better and better, to be honest. It was a close match, mine, because I think it was Matthew Barnett.
Yeah.
He was next to me on 209.
Is that Drennan Borden, Matthew Barnett? Yeah.
He was on 209 and he was beating me all the way through. And like I said, my swim got better and better. And I was like slowly catching him up. And I think it was last cast. There was only like a couple of minutes left, and the last cast was chucked out. It's gone round, and I've had one. And I knew it was going to be tight, like, and I've landed it and put it, and they called all out. And I think there was only sort of, I think it was something like 700 grams or 800 grams in it.
Wow.
And that last fish was probably kilo and a half, 2 kilo fish. Like,
Yeah, big fish then.
yeah, it's like a, 4 to 5 pound job.
Yeah.
It's like, so not they weren't all that big, but
Yeah.
that particular one last chuck was a proper beast. Like,
yeah, exactly. So you're talking the peg that you drew 211. What section would that be, mate? I'm just looking at the sections now.
That's going to be Rita Pilot. That'll probably be.
Yeah. So you're looking at B section then for the national this year. So any of you guys out there that want to draw 211,
I don't think that's going to be one that's going to be winning it this year.
Right.
This year they haven't seemed to be. There's still been fish around that area, but not in the numbers that there was a couple of years ago.
Right.
So about peg. So like peg wise, I would say there's a lot of pegs that got the same of a chance to win the national. So like Hempstead and Neveridge. I don't know what section that is.
So we'll just go through them quick now, John. So you got A section, which is Hempstead and Netheridge.
So you've got the bend, the old famous Hempstead bend in our bit. So like between sort of 45 and 48, that's where the bend is. So any of them pegs can throw up a weight, on the day. A little bit further up the other side of the bridge, you've got like 61, 62, which is like opposite it's a bit of a marina.
Yeah.
Boat goes back in. They can sometimes throw up some weights. And then I'm not sure what the pegging is, but 74 is normally an end peg.
Yeah, that's what I've got here as the end peg.
So 74 is normally an end peg. That's normally worth a few fish.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be enough to win the actual whole thing, but it'd be worth a few fish. The next section then would be Re and Pilot, would it?
Yeah, so we've got 175 to 243.
Yeah, so that area we just talked about, 209 to sort of 213. There'll be some fish there in that section. But that's quite a hard section, really. That is.
Yeah.
Those pegs there are worth a win. The rest of it will be odd bream, odd skimmers, eels, odd roach.
Yeah.
The next section up. What would the next section up be?
So C section is Lanes Farm to Castle, which is 353 to 390.
Yeah, so 368 is a really good peg.
Yeah.
Seems to win a lot of matches, that is. There's always, I think it's because people walk both ways to it.
Yeah.
And I think they walk the fish into the middle, and 368 is bang in the middle. That's always a good peg. I think Mick Viles, one of Feeder Masters, qualified on that peg not long ago. So that's quite a good peg there. That's got a chance. The rest of it, there's plenty of fish to be caught, but whether there'll be enough to be caught to win it, like.
Yeah. Right, so D section, we've got Castle to Seoul Junction, which is pegs 435 to 474. Yeah,
well, 456 is a good peg. And any of the pegs in the 470s.
Yeah.
Down to Seoul Junction are good pegs. They've all got sort of chances as well. But it's a funny one at Gloucester. They can sometimes throw up weights from areas you don't really think they would throw up a weight from. But they're sort of the noted pegs around there.
And last section, mate, we've got Slimbridge up and down, which is peg 714 to 758.
Yeah, potentially the winner could come down from that area.
Yep.
Don't actually know where peg numbers that they're going to come off, but there's a lot of bream down those areas, and especially around about Purton, around that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could potentially throw the winner up down our bottom end, because there's been a lot of weights of fish caught on there. Yeah,
so we're talking obviously with your winning catch, you've had 33 kilo of bream, pommies, and everything like that when you've won it.
Bream.
Do you think that it's going to be the same sort of weight this year, or do you think the canal's in a better state than it has been before?
I think it'll be around about that 30 kilos to 40 kilos.
Yeah.
If it's below 30 kilos, it'd be like a high 20.
Yeah.
I mean, the canal's those pegs that we just talked about, one of them is going to throw up a weight.
Yeah.
And someone lands on those bream, they're going to catch 60, 70 pounds of them.
Yeah.
And 30 kilos
around that area. Yeah.
I think that's where you're going to need to win it individually. But obviously, it is a team event, isn't it? And I think
that's it.
I think one bream in most there's a bream in every peg, I see.
Yeah.
Be caught. Whether you catch him or not is a thing. But I'd say there's a bream in every peg to be caught. Like,
yeah.
And if you can catch that bream, you're gonna get good points with the other sort of fish going with it, like the eels, the perch, the roach. Little skimmers.
So we're talking. Obviously, we're on a feeder match, John. Feeder only, no pole, no float, nothing. How do you think this is going to play out for the anglers on the day on the Gloucester?
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a strange one because it's feeder to international rules. So it means sort of 50 centimeter hook lengths, 2 meter shock leaders. You can't fish braid almost direct. It's got to be a 2 meter shock leader. The bait wise, it's like 15 liters ground bait, 2.5 liters of bait. Live baits and that, only half a litre of worms, where the Gloucester's notorious for like catching on chop worm.
Yeah.
But you're only allowed half a litre, you've got to be sparingly of what you use and what you chop. So that's a bit of one you've got to sort of work out for your teams and your anglers and work out how much you're going to feed and what you're not going to feed. As for tactics, the Gloucester's always been like, the far shelf is always where you catch quite a few bream.
Yeah.
Catch quite a few of your fish on that far shelf. I think it's because the fish push away from all the bankside disturbance. And there's always like trees and boats and stuff like that moored up as well that add a bit of cover over there. The sort of pole line, they've been catching a lot of fish on the pole line recently. But that's going to be a bit of a good line as well. And then it's just a matter of nicking fish wherever you can. Because if you're on good pegs, they're probably going to take care of themselves, and you're going to catch on one line, and you're going to have enough to do really well in the section. But if you're not on a good peg, you're going to have to sort of scratch around a bit and fish quite a few different lines to try and keep fish going in the net to get your points up for your team.
Yeah, that's it. And obviously, it's a team event. You've had the experience being you're with Thatcher's now. You've been with Dorking previously, is that correct?
I was with Camas and Starlets for a couple of years, and just too far to travel, as we said, living in South Wales. I was going up to fish the rivers up there, and so far, I had to sort of leave them. I joined Dorking because it's down south, and I thought it'd be a bit of an easier drive. But to be honest with you, that was still 2 hours 40.
That's it.
Fished the winter leagues down there, and I come back then to Preston Thatchers, who, to be honest with you, I started my team fishing with. Before I went to Starlets, and I come back to them. All the boys there I know well. They're all a good bunch of boys, and like you said, when I won it 2 years ago, individually, we won as a team as well. So it was a great sort of day for the team as well as me, hopefully we'll do the same again this time.
That's it. So obviously we've been talking about team tactics and stuff like that. Do you think there's anything that's going to be critical on the day that teams do need to manage, obviously going through the match? Obviously we've spoke about worms already. Do you think they need to manage the lines on where they need to be at certain times of the day?
I can't go too much into it because obviously I've been fishing for a team, and the team won't be happy if I let it all slip.
Exactly.
But same as any match, you're going to have to manage, the bait you've got.
Yep.
Not going to be able to just slam it in and go get more.
That's it.
You're limited to what you've got. So your bait choices and what you choose is going to be critical at the start. I think your lines that you choose to feed, because you've got a 10-minute pre-baiting period, because it's international rules. So what you put in that 10-minute pre-baiting period, if you put anything in, is going to be crucial. And the lines you decide to feed your bait on is going to be crucial.
Yeah.
Obviously, with any fishing match, the draw comes into it. if you have a favourable draw, you
Yep.
can be a team like.
Yep.
But yeah, there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to sort of discuss with your teams, and then individual anglers are going to have to make decisions throughout the matches as well to make sure that they're going to get the best for the team.
Yeah. Which team do you think's the team to look out for on the day?
Oh, it's going to be a lot of teams, really. I think. Obviously, the usuals, Barnsley, Starlets, Dorking, all them sort of teams. They're always thereabouts. Daiwa Gordon League, it's a local canal.
Mark Treasure's team,
yeah, they fish the canal a lot. Like the Thatcher's boys to fish leagues with them all the time on there.
Yeah,
we've actually Super League the day after the national.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, they're going to be hard to beat. Daiwa Gordon League, and I also, my Thatcher's team, like the boys that are in the team, fish the Gloucester a lot. They fished it a long time. They know a lot of the pegs on there, and we've won it once. The last time it was on you, so can't bet against us either.
Yeah, so I think we've pretty much covered everything on the canal, John. But what I do want to say is, obviously, with yourself winning, I know for a fact you've just started up your own YouTube channel. Just a little plug here for you, really. But I know you're going to be doing pretty soon some stuff on the Gloucester, obviously showing a few of the tactics that it took to actually win the national a few years ago.
Yeah, so like it just started sort of delving into the YouTube sort of bit, like, and I haven't long started my channel up, so I'm still trying to build it. But yeah, I've been doing some live matches and bits and pieces of other stuff on there, some tips and stuff like that, breakdowns of my matches and stuff. So come Gloucester this weekend, I'm probably going to try and film the match live, to be honest, and that'll be on my YouTube. And I also do like a breakdown of the match as well. So like, where things have gone right and where things have gone wrong, and just an honest sort of breakdown of how my match have gone, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that'll be going on to my YouTube sort of within a week or two of the national.
Yeah.
So, we want to have a little look and see what's going on.
So what we'll do for that, mate, we'll just drop the link to your YouTube channel below. And if any of the guys obviously watching now want to head over and watch any of your videos, mate, they're more than welcome to and get all the tips that they need to.
Yeah, no problem. Like I'm doing it, it's not sort of a paid thing or anything. It's just free of charge.
Yeah.
Appreciate if they like and subscribe, because obviously it helps the channel build and keep it going. But yeah, everything's free of charge, and I'm not holding back on anything. I'm just telling everyone how it is. My live matches, like they can watch back. I think I've just put one on there. I think it's the MAP UK Pole Championships qualifier, which I qualified for. So that's on there now. And before long, my semi-final of the knockout will be on there as well. So
awesome.
Plenty for people to watch.
Awesome, mate. So before I let you go, mate, I've got two questions that I normally ask most of our guests. First one will be, what is your biggest tip for any youngster wanting to come through in the sport?
So I say the biggest tip for any youngster, definitely for me anyway, when I was growing up, is don't be afraid to ask people of what they're doing and how they caught fish, because a lot of the time you're frightened to ask someone about how they done it, and most anglers out there are happy to help and happy to help to get on. So that's one thing I would say is don't be afraid to ask for help. I mean, the more you ask for help, the more you learn and the better you're going to get.
Exactly, mate. And the second question would be, what is the one Angling Trust competition that you'd love to win?
Oh, that's easy, isn't it? I mean, I've been in an official final twice. It haven't gone my way, but and two of my mates was in there this year, Mikey and Brocker. So, they had a good go at it this year. But that's one I would like to win is fish out. I mean, I think that's the pinnacle of match fishing in this country. So if you could win,
mate. Exactly. This year coming, mate. It's all in the luck. But that will hold it there, John. Thanks for coming on, mate. And obviously, to all you guys out there, whether you're fishing the feeder national or not, Have a great day out this weekend if you're out on the bank. If not, we'll catch you next time. Thanks, John, again. Awesome.
Cheers for having me, guys. That.